Recently, Deepwoken has been going downhill, but it might not be solely the developer's fault. Over the past couple of weeks, Deepwoken's player count has been plummeting. Layer 2 gave Deepwoken players a reason to get excited again and hop back into the game, but the player numbers have only dropped since the release. The day Verse 2 released, peak concurrent players skyrocketed from about 4,000 to 40,000 players. These numbers gave a lot of die-hard fans of the game a reason to get excited. Not only were old players returning, but new people were buying and experiencing Deepwoken for the first time. It seems as though the already dying game had been brought back from the dead, but less than 3 weeks later, the player count would be cut in half. And only a month after that, the game would drop below 10,000 players. So why are players leaving the game so quickly? Where did all of these new and returning players go? Is this just another Dark Age, or is Deepwoken dying? With the release of Verse 2 came big changes to PvP in Deepwoken. Time between parries was significantly increased, uppercuts were added, and venting was introduced. These changes would become extremely controversial in the coming weeks, with some players saying that the changes were unnecessary and only benefited the top PvP players, while basically ruining PvP for the rest of the population. The main complaint that kept popping up was that parries were just not effective. The time between parries made escaping a combo almost impossible. Now, the developers anticipated this happening, which is the main reason they added venting. The idea was that venting would allow you to knock players away while being hit in order to escape combos, but the implementation of the ability was complete garbage. First, venting was assigned to the G key, which in my opinion is too far from your hands while you're PvPing, making venting just awkward to do. Second, the time between venting both seemed too short and too long, depending on which side of the fight you're on. On one hand, if you vent out of a combo and are immediately put back into one, it feels like you gain nothing from venting, as you won't be able to vent again for quite some time, and your health is just gone. But if you're the aggressor, you will find that being vented away just dries out combat, forcing you out of the flow state that Deepwoken worked so hard to achieve. Overall, the parry and vent system introduced in Verse 2's release was just not well thought out, and didn't encourage people to master combat, causing many to leave the game before even learning the new system. Verse 2 brought the most content in an update Deepwoken has seen since the release of the game in 2021. But after just a few days, many found Layer 2 to be stale, new weapons to be over or underpowered, and some content to be just inaccessible to the average player. Layer 2 brought an entire new map to the game, bringing back the sense of mystery and adventure that makes Deepwoken such a great game to begin with. But after only a day, guides of the second layer would be posted, killing most of the joy of exploration. You might be saying, you didn't have to use the guides, but if you didn't, others would, and you would be behind the meta, unable to compete with those who did. Besides that, Layer 2 was just not fun. When slowing your walk speed to a crawl just seemed like a way to artificially increase the amount of time it took to explore the map. The quests are just retrieve missions that require almost no skill, and even Bonekeeper becomes trivial after the first couple of fights. The weapons that shipped with Layer 2 were for the most part just not well tested. The Grand Sudaruska and Railblade absolutely dominated the meta for the first few weeks after the update, and are still very powerful today after many nerfs. On the other side, rifles that were added to the game almost are never used due to them just not being able to compete with their alternatives, and have been mostly ignored when it comes to buffs by the devs. Before I get into the next part, I just want to thank Cap Casino for bringing light to this in his latest video. It gave me a lot of inspiration and you should definitely go check out his video. I left links to it and his channel in the description. If you compare ganking today to ganking on release, you'll find a lot has changed. Most notably, there's no respect during or after a fight. If you kill someone today and stay in the same server for 5 minutes, their level 20 slot will be on you. And that's if you even make it that far. Usually, if you even attack someone, 30 of their max level friends will pop out of nowhere and gank you, giving you absolutely no chance. The only way PvP is even doable at this point is through Chime, where players basically have to sign a document saying they are willing to die in PvP. But even in Chime, you'll find 90% of people you beat will still whine about how your build is overpowered or they were lagging, and it just paints a really bad picture of Deepwoken's community. Based on all of the evidence I've collected, if nothing is done by developers soon, player numbers will continue to plummet and Deepwoken will get the rogue lineage treatment. I really hope devs see what's happening in game because I really do love this game and I want people to experience it far into the future. The amount of potential in Deepwoken is unmatched by anything we've seen on Roblox, and if Arch and Raguzer play their cards right, Deepwoken might just reach that potential. Thanks so much for watching this video. It took a lot of work to put together, so I'd really appreciate if you gave it a like so it gets recommended by YouTube. And why not go check out some of my videos? If you like them, maybe subscribe. It means the world to me to know people enjoy what I do. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Peace.